My mother forced me to play hide and seek every night at 9. Tonight it wasn't a game. Every night at 9, my mother and I played hide and seek at the park. I thought it was normal. No other kids I knew did it, but I never questioned it. The park felt different at night. Quiet, still, the air crisp. The trees stretched taller, their branches like skeletal hands against the dark sky. I never wondered why my mother insisted on playing. I should have. She always gave me a head start, counting down from 100. I'd run, pushing myself farther each time, always trying to be smarter. I learned to hide behind trees, lie flat in the grass, make myself disappear. She always found me. No matter where I hid, she walked past at least 3 times, whispering my name, telling me she was cold, that she wanted to go home. I knew better. The first time I left my hiding spot, she grabbed my shoulder, nails digging in, scolding me all the way to the car. After that, I stayed put, ignored her pleading voice, held my breath as she searched. She was always disappointed when she found me, sighing like I had let her down, so I got better. I blended with the shadows, climbed trees, buried myself in fallen leaves. The first time I won, she smiled, not happy, more relieved, but something in her face unsettled me, a flicker of something dark. I didn't ask. Then my father came back. I barely knew him. I had only seen him twice before, and my mother never spoke of him. One day I found them talking, my mother pale, her hands shaking. He grinned when he saw me, something sharp in his expression. I didn't like him. That night, my mother suggested a trip to the park. She didn't mention hide and seek. The air felt different as we walked. My mother barely spoke. My father hummed under his breath. Something felt off. She stopped near one of my usual hiding spots, staring at an old tree. I ran. I didn't take the usual paths. I cut through the thickest brush, stepped where the ground was hardest, disappeared into the trees. I tucked myself deep into a bush, curling tight, slowing my breathing. Minutes passed. Then I heard them calling. They searched, moving closer. Their voices were different now. My father's was smooth, coaxing. My mother's was strange, low, guttural. She wasn't calling for me anymore. She was hunting. The silence stretched, and then, snap, a branch breaking, close. I stayed still. I didn't breathe. The voice came again, almost sing-song, closer this time. I stayed hidden. They searched for hours. Eventually, the voices faded. I waited. The night stretched on, my body aching, the ground cold beneath me. I stayed hidden until the sun rose, until I heard the distant laughter of children. Only then did I stand, stiff and trembling, my limbs numb from stillness. I walked home. My father was gone. My mother was waiting.